That's a plague.
I have hay fever. So yeah.
I also have hay fever. Apparently, a tree in the local area has just decided to fertilize all over the place and is freaking making me sneeze. Hey, everyone. How you doing?
Asshole trees.
I hate it. I hate it. Like, it's February and my hay fever season has started. It's bullshit.
I went back to Massachusetts this weekend, and I swear that whole fucking state hates me. I went there, my allergies were terrible. I broke out, like, the whole state.
You broke out of Massachusetts. Good for you.
I did.
Proud of you. Honestly, that's
well done. Well done.
Hello. We're here to play D&D. I just realized I look really dead, even though I'm not that dead. I've eaten a lot of pizza recently, and it's definitely having an adverse effect on my health. But other than
I have
that,
eaten too much pizza recently too.
I actually had pizza last night as well. It was an artichoke pizza, and it was really good.
See, that's the thing. That was clearly a fancy pizza. I had a Domino's.
Yes, I had a Domino's last night as well.
Domino's Meteor Pizza. All the
Went to
meat
a place
with barbecue
called
sauce.
Burnwood
8
Pizza,
meats.
and it is just a small town pizza plate. Like it's a like, you know, I've already told you guys I live in Victoria, so I don't. It's not even near where I live, so I don't care.
You didn't dox yourself, Will.
No, I don't. You know, I'm really not worried about it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone had cared until you decided to repeatedly bring it up and flumble around it for a bit.
Oh yeah, now it's gonna be a challenge. Whoever
Taunting people.
emails dungeondad@gmail.com with Will's real address first wins a prize.
Good luck.
One of the kids that I work with took that challenge and figured out where I live. So beware.
I think I move around too much, like to actually get caught.
This is a dangerous game that we're not playing.
Let's not play this game.
So, we're here to play a different game that's only got dangers to your feelings. And maybe, like, your dice rolling hand. Dungeons and Dragons. We are rolling real dice, so we're eliminating one risk.
Well, no, because we still gotta. You know, that's the pointer
The
finger.
clicking,
Yeah, clicking is potentially gonna cause some
What
strain.
do I have to make before I get carpal tunnel?
Very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Already have it.
Oh,
So,
what's our insurance
Oh,
plan?
popping
Mike?
again, damn it.
Yeah, what is
Oh.
it?
Do we get benefits?
I run away. And you never hear from me again.
That's okay. I have insurance through my other job. Fine.
So,
Look, we're dealing with a plague today. It's
moving
important to know
swiftly
what our
on.
insurance is.
in the last session of this game, you made your way to the continent of Zaustella, which Barut is from, to the one city that is really appropriate for you to be in. The place called Palmoro, which has a plague. And you guys have pretty much decided upon yourselves, well, two of you have decided among yourselves to cure this plague. Because you have magics that can remove plagues from people, and it's greatly efficient. And it's doing great wonders. So you're going through, have realized that the plague is being sent through the water somehow. It's contaminated pretty much all the water. And the other two didn't really do much, they just drank. So,
Made money.
Not true. We were
Hey,
raising
hey.
capital.
Yeah. A whole 13 gold.
hey, that's 6 years' wages for a commoner.
That's true.
I made
actually,
100 gold.
You've
Yeah, you made a
ruined
lot.
someone's life stealing that much money, just so
Whatever,
you
they're all
know.
pirates. They'll all be dead from the plague soon anyways.
Not if you cure
Just
it.
kidding.
Not if we can help it. We're good people.
Good
Speak for
characters.
yourself. I'm
Good
just kidding.
characters tag. So,
Yeah, no. We have a commitment now. We have to.
Oh, I thought that meant like
Tagging it that way.
well-made characters. I never even assumed that meant like good alive.
no, because there's an evil one and another one, and guess what? I don't put it on the other campaign, so who spent a bit of time trying to decide if they're going to kill someone and convince themselves they were. You guys are much better. So,
Good boys only.
good boys only. So, it's actually the morning after a heavy night of drinking and investigating the plague, where you wake up in the Water Wizard Tavern on the docks. Actually, a bit away from the docks. So there's like a beach outside. But it is where all the sailors hang out. It's a very large establishment with lots of small, creaky wooden rooms, but you manage to pay for slightly bigger ones because you double up. And waking up on a completely different continent, the air smells different. It's raining. The rain smells different. The yelling in the street, you can hear the town crier calling out very distantly about people coming to cure the plague. You can hear the bustling of sailors, which is always fairly related, and people who have already woken up and are already starting to drink and eat. It's one of those moments where you kind of notice the little differences, and the difference in bird song and smells coming up from the kitchen and all those things. As you wake up, 2 of you are hungover.
Who?
I wonder.
And I will cast Curing Magic on both of you, but not to cure your hangover, unfortunately, because you have the plague.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. We just straight up got plagued.
Yeah.
You don't actually feel sick.
It's like, hang on. What? It didn't go away.
Not the hangover. You guys got stuck in drinking the contaminated water, so I cured that instead.
Why?
I thought about just leaving it for a bit,
Just
but
let me die.
I'm gonna slap Tobias.
Don't do that. Last time you did that.
Will has noticed he's got power.
Yeah, it's okay. Look. I'm gonna tap you lightly on the back of the head.
Yeah.
the plague is being transmitted through the water, so we have to go through and test all the different wells today and see which ones are contaminated, or all of them.
We didn't find any information out about the plague. But,
I can't imagine why.
well, then I'm just gonna get up and walk out of the room.
That I'm gonna go test some wells.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna have breakfast?
No.
Oh no, I'm gonna.
No.
Smart, William.
I kind of want breakfast.
Oh, you're right. No.
I'm gonna have rations for breakfast.
Gonna
Gonna have some pocket.
I really eat rations for breakfast.
I think I'll get breakfast. Yeah.
Sure, great. The breakfast here is amazing. Let's see how amazing it is, just to, you know.
Oh no!
Like,
Oh, I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
When you guys come downstairs,
purified there, aren't you?
when you guys come downstairs, like I'm ordering an ale. Like,
No, stop that.
It's
What are you
roasted.
doing?
It's roasted eggplant for breakfast.
oh,
Hmm.
Regine.
It's lovely.
Better
what am I doing?
than
I'm getting
pocket
ales
cheese,
to help
stale
with my
pocket cheese.
Hangover.
No, you okay, look. Don't. Just don't.
Why?
Look, we need to talk about this, really, after what we just described to you upstairs.
You said I got sick from drinking water. Oh, I'm just going to the bartender and be like, "You son of a bitch!" And just go to my bag and get out something. It's irrelevant.
Something.
What? I'll mark it off later. Dwarven whiskey, sure. Let's go with that.
Why hang over when you can hang on? So, Virik, you want to go testing all the wells? Why don't you give me?
I'm gonna tell him where the central well is to start, and like the fountain rather, and then I'm also gonna tell him any of the other wells that I might know about just because of living here.
Yeah, I'm basically just gonna go find a store to grab vials, and a lot of them use a rope and just bloop, cork, bag.
Yep. What? You don't really need to do any kind of roll for that. I mean, the first fountain you go up, the well you go up to when you follow Barut's advice. And does anyone come with him, or do you just like let him speed away?
I'll go with you, unless you're gonna just run.
I'm probably gonna try and do it quickly.
Okay, then yeah, just do your thing.
Like,
Because I'm
it-
not
Get away.
running.
If there's
the
anything
reason why he describes you the central well is because it's a large fountain in the middle of a circle, pretty much in the middle of the city. The fountain is actually like carved out and sort of water bubbles forth, but there's also a central well in the middle if you want to like fill up a bucket that way. And there's just a vast community of people around it, you know, people filling up their buckets for the start of the day for whatever they need, you know, folk coming in to refill everything. You go in, fill up, move on to next well. I mean, the layout of this town is haphazard, as Barut explained to Eleanor the other day, but you can easily find out where wells are and go and fill them up while those guys are kind of like preparing for the day and putting armors on and all the things that you don't have to do as a monk. And can come back with a bunch of water and vials.
And I would have at least tried to use the parchment and ink that I have to like try and keep track of which one was which. I'll at least do the order I went to them in.
Yeah.
And I am going to ritually cast Detect Poison and Disease on these vials.
All of them have the plague. The one from the central fountain has considerably more plague. When you saw the seawater, it's just almost like a little particulate. You kind of see like little bits of blue light inside. The one from the central well is pretty like maybe 50%.
The big plague.
The big plague is probably coming from the well then.
Yes.
So, with that in mind, I'll relay that information, especially to Aelinor and Virik, who had shown an invested interest in things. And Tobias, are you paying attention at this point? Sure. That's kind of what I figured.
Virik probably did that so he could say, I've done work, and pull out a bottle of wine and take a bit.
Actually, you know what? I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing, and I'm gonna, if with Ollie's permission, roll a sleight of hand check before I describe what I'm actually doing.
Oh dear. That's like never looking good.
Oh dear. Oh!
What are you doing?
Oh no!
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
As the DM,
Oh no.
I would like to know what you're
Take
doing.
your headphones off.
What's going on?
That's like not a joke.
Can't you do like the whisper DM thing?
Yeah, but also this is a stream. This is a
what
show.
what I am doing
Yeah,
is,
numbnut.
I am flicking through the dictionary that Baruit gave me to select a word for the day.
Oh.
But I'm doing it very sneakily, apparently. So.
Apparently, just like it's within your like furs. You just.
Like while you guys are putting.
No idea. No idea.
Oh,
Oh,
impressive.
yeah, that is beautiful. This is the best thing to get an at 20 on today.
It's always the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are beginning to gather a reputation in this town, so maybe we can use that to get information about the wells from the local city. I don't know, whoever's in charge.
The guards know very little about it. I'll tell you that right now.
Maybe the guards can point us to somebody who does.
Ollie, who runs this city?
You can give me a history check with advantage.
Okay.
Oh no.
The only thing you know is that officially, this city has no leader, has no mayor, has no king, has no anything. It's just officially, it's kind of like a neutral trading hub. But this is too big and too well organized to be for that actually the trade. And you know that. You've poked around about it before. You never got an answer.
Don't know. Right.
Yeah.
So, essentially, we might be hard pressed to figure out who might actually know more about the city.
I just want to know who built the wells and how do we access that reservoir.
Would I know how to access the reservoir anyways?
Go down a well,
Yes.
you end
but
up
that might
wherever the
just-
water is.
Should be water. I mean, I guess we can try, right?
The other thing of my of you know just being people of the land, usually wells do dig from an underwater reservoir. It's not always. Sometimes when digging down into, if you follow a well, it might go down to a smaller reservoir that's connected to a larger one. And sometimes you might be able to find like a cave or whatever. This town probably isn't organized enough to have an actual entrance to the reservoir though, like just in case.
Okay.
So I think we should send Varric down the reservoir, crawl down the well, and
Going to
see
need
if
to
it leads to a
cure
cave.
every single one of us again after this excursion, I'm sure.
Me, I don't get sick.
The plague takes a while, it seems to fully take effect. So I mean, if you're sick for a day, it probably won't affect you too much.
Never took a sick day in my life.
Very hearing this, you can just more wine.
It's very early.
Yeah, well, it's just...
I just need you to know.
It's fine. We're on Slate Cove time.
You're also, you're on vacation. You're away from home.
So it's even earlier in the day.
Technically, once you get to a certain point, it becomes night of the previous day.
And well,
Yeah.
I don't think
agree
we're
with that.
there yet.
Semantics aside, though, let's go throw Varric in a poison hole.
Yep.
With his consent, of course.
And of course, have him actually maybe climb down rather than us throwing him.
That was more of a turn of phrase than anything. I don't intend to actually throw him in a well, Beruit. I'm not a barbarian.
I just want it to be clear. That's all.
The translation was strange.
Yes, it doesn't seem right. I worry for Varric's safety around you sometimes. That's all.
Why?
You go down to the central fountain. Like I said, it's been barely any time since Varric left, so it's all still people preparing their day. Some people selling very basic things. Beggars who are infected, who of course recognize you from the stories being told and will come up to you. Kids playing very simple games while their mothers chat. The community of Palmaro is mostly still halfling. Then a good deal of mountain elves where you've been in places where the elves don't act incredibly elven. Mountain elves are those stereotype, stoic, kind of away from everyone else, doing their own thing, rarely interacting with the others kind of elves. And then humans and half-orcs from the sailors and stuff. And a slightly above average amount of like tabaxi and things like that. It's interesting to see a little melting pot. That being said, come to the fountain. It is stone, it is built, it is not artistic. It's not like an artistic fountain. It's just that the water somehow is being pumped up constantly into like a kind of two circles. But then you can walk up on either side to a central well if you were going to try and pull up like a large bucket or something.
Okay, so there is a central well.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is where you should go down, if anywhere.
Okay.
Wait. Before you do that, I'm gonna dig through the bag and produce a potion. So you should drink this before you do. It's a climbing potion. We have 3 of them. We bought them in the last town.
Oh, okay.
That might help you avoid falling to your death, which I'm assuming is something you want.
Yes, very much so. Oh, okay. In that case, he's going to be a lot more lenient with the rope. He's just like, here, hold this. If I pull on it, pull. If
no,
I tug
he's
on it
confident.
3 times, pull.
Cool.
We're
I
gonna
will
give
take
the
the
other
rope.
end of the rope to Aelinor.
Yeah, like she's the anchor for sure.
Give it to Eleanor. We'll stand.
Ties it around. Okay. And he's going to start climbing down.
Okay, you don't need to give me any kind of roll, because taking a climbing potion gives you a climbing speed. And it is raining. There is water kind of trickling down the stone sides of the well. The climbing potion essentially negates that. So you start crawling your way down. Eventually, you get to the point after not very long of climbing, because you're very fast, and you're climbing down, and you're cocky about it. You might even realize that kind of like the climbing potions kind of give you a little bit of Spider-Man-ness. So you like might even like drop, grab, drop, grab, like someone in a game who's just trying to save time because Virik is a cocky idiot. With your dark vision, you quite quickly can tell that you get to where the the water is still down here. It's, there's a little bit of moss that's kind of grown around the stones. And it's all stone, carved stone all the way down. You actually notice, because your dark vision is so great, little bubbles coming up from the below, further down in the water where your dark vision can't pierce. Your eyes aren't built to look through deep water.
Yeah.
But if you want to give me an investigation check, feel free.
Yeah. No, I almost did intimidation. That's the wrong one.
Intimidate the poison out of the water.
You
gotta leave.
You, knowing the water's poisoned, are a bit hesitant. But then eventually you do dunk yourself under it, and it's cold. But ultimately you spent a lot of time in Slate Cove, and this town is a weird, not so cold, but also it's just a different kind of biome sort of cold. You do go down there and you notice all of this has been carved stone. Not necessarily always stone bricks. It seems like someone has smoothed the stone, and then in some places they've put bricks in if there was damage or anything. But there's quite clearly a 3-foot or so door, like entranceway, further down. When you actually go all the way down to the bottom of the well, there's a kind of soft, porous rock down there. A little bit of moss and things that have grown down there. And that little entryway, like a little bit, like a foot up or so. And if you look down there, and it seems to open up into a like the water kind of like runs in, and then it looks like it kind of gets like one of those natural airlocks. Well, actually, unnatural airlocks, because it's all paved. It goes down, up, and you can almost smell the air coming through the water from there,
Okay. I'm gonna swim back and put my head up and be like, okay, I found like a door, and it seems to lead to an area that is out of the water. I'm gonna go through and see if I can't tie off the rope.
Your rope is 50 feet, so I will allow it.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go through that passageway into like where it goes up into the air.
Yeah,
Can I find anything to tie off the rope?
There's a lot of stalagmites and stalactites. When you go through that like little airlock, it opens up into a kind of small, but you don't have to crouch, like enough room for someone of your size to move around quite easily, cave that kind of seems to be spiraling down. And you can see quite clearly, as far as you can see, it's wet and there's water trickling and running through and running downwards and sort of seeping from the walls, which has created a lot of stalagmites and stalactites down here.
Right, so I'm going to tie it off, go back in. Okay, I've tied it off. You guys probably going to have to come down here.
Okay.
Vi, stop being an idiot.
It's at this point that like one of the city guards with their kind of clay armor, it can't, like they kind of, you saw them a while ago. There's 2 of them, and they're like kind of motioning, like what's going on? They ask other people what you guys are doing before eventually one of them comes over and is like, what are you doing?
Investigating.
I also have a question for you. Who pays you? I'm just curious how things run in this city.
We get paid by Otto.
Otto. Well, you can inform him that we are here to solve your plague issue, and that we need to go out onto the well to do that.
I mentioned to the guard post near the dock the other day that the water out in the ocean is plagued to tell people not to swim. We tested the water from this well as the others this morning, and they do appear to carry the plague as well. So we believe it's running through the water system. Going to be doing some work to try and figure out what exactly is causing it, and then hopefully we'll be able to remove it so that it stops affecting your city altogether.
The guy, like, raises his coif, scratches at his thinning hairline, clearly taking a moment to process what Barut just said very quickly. And it's like,
So, I'm going to tie this rope off so we have a way in and out. I'm going to pay you 10 gold to sit there and watch it. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, we'll keep a watch. Make sure no one bothers. Cure the plague, ma'am.
Also,
Excellent.
Learn how to deal with water.
Also, if you could keep the information to yourself that we are doing this, we don't want to incite a panic about the water.
and
And
the
hopefully
ale
we'll
is
have
bad
the problem
either.
solved before you even have to worry about telling anybody else.
And don't
Yeah.
drink the ale.
Oh, yes, by the way, avoid the pubs. They do water down the ale, and the water obviously being the problem.
You actually, like, the other guard comes up and is like, I know, I told you they watered down the ale. The pub's called the Water Wizard. They kind of... And they're like,
They do kind of say
Yeah.
it. Regardless, don't worry. We're going to figure this out. We'll hopefully have it done soon. We just need to figure out what's going on first, and then we can determine what steps need to be taken to actually deal with the plague.
they will happily take your money and stand watch.
Yep, I'm gonna tie the rope off somewhere very secure.
Yeah. And then, can you guys can start making your way down. Can you give me athletics with advantage? All of ye. A little bit of climbing, a little bit of swimming, but you got the rope all the way.
I am the worst at things.
Tobias goes down first, gung-ho without the potion, probably sliding down the rope, splashing into the water, coming back up with very... Like, what's going on? Looking around. Caves, huh? Aelinor, despite hefty armor and a large frame, like, most of your time down there is, like, squeezing through this very small entryway in your armor, but you do so. And then a little bit later, you have to kind of grab and pull Barut up from the little natural airlock, or unnatural airlock. Help him a little bit, but luckily Barut is a lanky frame and you can grab his arm and pull him the rest of the way.
These dang shoulder pads.
Yeah,
Too pointy.
very artistic, not so practical.
Not so
Have to
practical.
pivot and twist your way through.
Beautiful, but deadly.
So the scene you're in is this small. You guys could walk shoulder to shoulder most of the time, moving aside for stalagmites and stalactites, and it's just about a little bit taller than any of you are. Watery,
doing the
trickly
usual,
cave.
3 of the dancing lights over their heads, and 1 much further in front of us, just to sort of show anything, or if anything attacks it.
Okay, what's the plan? You're just gonna trek your way down?
Yep.
I think
I
so.
like that. I like that will face.
I'm gonna take one of the firefly lanterns if I could.
Yeah.
Hand that over.
One thing I'm gonna do, just because why not? Before we proceed, I'm just gonna kind of hold up for a second and do my thing and see if I detect any senses or monstrosities in the near vicinity in this area.
Ooh.
Not a bad idea.
Not that I expect there to be, but I mean, we're in like a dank place.
You do.
Oh,
You focus
Oh,
your
no.
thoughts, and if this is a weird little cave. It seems like it might have been carved out, but quite a long time ago, and kind of has been reclaimed by nature. It's hard to tell how natural it is. It's one of those ones that's a bit dodgy. But you can, if it does spiral the way down all the way until you get to a reservoir at the bottom, you can sense a monstrosity not very far down the
now,
way.
is it like one maybe big thing? or
One
several
big
small
thing.
things? Okay, on a scale of like 1 to 10, how triggered am I getting right now?
You can sense a large monstrosity.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do my thing, which takes like a minute. Like I'm walking around and like checking walls for
Crouch.
kind of looking for traces. Do the classic crouch, like put my head to the ground, like. Yeah, I'm just gonna come up and be like, "There's something down here."
You
And
mean
it's-
other than the plague?
yes, other than the plague.
Hmm.
Something
Is
much.
it potentially the
more-
people who are causing this, or?
Something much more monstrous than people. Although people can be quite
Oh,
monstrous, as we know. But there's something big underneath our feet.
Oh, good.
A creature of prodigious size, if you will.
Given that, I'm gonna do a little.
You know what you're doing here. Okay.
And I'll move in the front of the party, I think, right? Okay with that?
Yeah, basic. What's your travel order?
Aelinor, Tobias, myself, Vieric.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And like as we're going, like I mean, obviously that sense just tells us there's something down there, but I'm gonna be like looking for traces because, and I'm saying this both in and out of game. Like, I think there's a chance that this plague, if it's being spread so far, might be related to the fact that there's something inhuman living in the water reservoir underneath this place, and whether or not it just made its way there by chance or it was meant to be there, who knows? But
I'm gonna. That obviously gets rid of the dancing lights,
Mhm.
just as you know, which is probably what I want to have done
Can
anyway.
all of you give me stealth checks then? And start making your way down.
Is it bad that I'm kind of hoping it's a monster because those were so much more easier to deal with than like people?
26.
wait,
And
why
yeah.
am I doing this?
we can go back to what we do best: cutting monsters. Oh,
An 18 rather.
Ha!
a 12, a 6.
This is spectacular.
You guys start going down this
Passing
cave
the ball.
cavern with no light at all. It's a wet cave where the stone is like a little
We
too
have
soft
the
and
firefly
sometimes
lantern thing.
gives way under your feet. The firefly lantern gives enough light for you guys to be able to see each other,
Okay.
but not really much beyond that. There's moments where you slip, fall, slide quite a ways. And after one of those moments where both Barut and Vieric, actually, the ground kind of gives out under you two, you grab onto each other and slip down. You end up landing right next to something. Like, as you stop in the water, you kind of look around and you see something just in your elvish dark vision that the others don't actually see yet.
Uh-oh.
And let's...
And it turns out we were passing with every trace or many traces.
Yeah.
You slid very quietly. You were very quiet. You just fell. I just need to
That
tweak
was
a
so
couple of
perfect,
things.
though. Just pass with many traces. Jinx!
This is why we're best friends.
Oh, what cuties. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Wait,
Swoosh, swoosh.
no,
Swish, swishty swap.
No swoosh yet.
no swoosh.
Wait,
Oh, swoosh!
Swoosh.
It's a technical DM term, you wouldn't understand.
I haven't taken that class yet.
Oh boy, you guys.
Swoosh, but no. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I appear to be invisible.
you are not invisible.
No, I see you.
Faded.
really?
Yeah. I don't
You're
know
not.
why. Okay.
Well,
Could be
I
lighting.
can click on my token, so it should be fine.
It's dark.
I
It's
think
dark.
It's lighting.
And
Yeah.
Roll20 has changed some of their lighting engine stuff. Can you all roll initiative, please?
Okay.
Please,
It's not
Please,
what it
Gabe.
is, but I understand.
please, game. Okay, good. Oh fuck, sorry, Brute.
That's
know
alright.
what?
This shit happens.
You know, the reason why I've been getting such a bad luck as a DM is I've been
Oh my god.
using a spin down dice. Technically, they don't give good variance, so I should really change
The
it.
dice
Eight,
know.
20.
I swear the dice know. Every
Yeah.
time we're in a position where we shouldn't roll on advantage, we never do.
Yeah, no, you
Or on initiative.
have
sorry.
a random.
Do you have
Random-
advantage on initiative?
I have advantage in like a +4 to initiative.
Yeah, I love that we have like a random roll that means absolutely nothing. Not 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not rolling
Well, I
properly.
really didn't want Barut to see I was looking at that dictionary. Or else I
Yeah,
don't
it's
care
very
about
important
it.
to Tobias that Barut doesn't see what he's doing.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
This
I
thing
did
before
not get
you,
high enough.
Barut and Virik. The best way to describe it would be if like a beetle ogre. It's the size of an ogre and quite about as large, but it has definitely insectoid traits. And it kind of looks like it was. It kind of looks like it was in a like a little cave-like tunnel, exactly its body size, and kind of like moves out, seeing you land there, and then noticing that you're like organic creatures, will just very quickly make an attack against each of you.
Yep. Okay, it's one of those types of bugs.
The attack against Barut completely misses. You manage to kind of like fumble and bring your shield up just in time. The one against Virik hits because it has to.
Yep.
It's the
'Cause it's me.
rules. And it's going to hit for max damage, dealing 13 damage. Just bring its claws down with a massive swipe. And then seeing that it manages to get you, not Barut, it will then try and bite you, which is a success.
Oh no.
Bringing its large, scythe-like mandibles kind of around your head. For another 13 damage, slashing damage. It kind of almost locks you in place and rears back. Imagine you kick it in the chest or something, trying to get it to leave you alone. But we'll see as it's your turn. Hey, Virik!
Yep.
Can you give me a charisma save?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I can do that. How's that?
Can you roll me a d8, please?
Oh no.
That might not be a bad thing.
Hey.
You rolled max.
Either really good or really bad.
Yep, one or the other.
So, as you look at this creature, and it moved very quickly, and it kind of stumbles back after you instinctively like kick and flail at it. It's got multiple sets of eyes and these kind of frilly antennae that are kind of swaying and moving with a sort of bluish light, which actually is very familiar to you. And it would be very scary, and in fact that fear is starting to well up inside you. You can see the best of everyone down here, and you can... You find it very hard to know what's going on. Can you roll me another d8, please?
Oh no.
And then an attack.
Oh no. Okay. Well,
Just an attack.
It's the only one I have. I don't have any weapons.
You don't have any weapons. You swing and punch at Barut. Barut manages to bring his shield up just in time. In your eyes, you're seeing Barut kind of start to turn into this horrible spider creature. Everything is getting distorted and colored in your mind, and that's the end of your turn.
Oh, bye guys.
Tobias.
These guys just basically slid, right?
They
I
slid,
can't really
yeah.
see much. I can move. Where am I going?
Yeah.
Hey.
If one round damage did
This like
three quarters of my health.
Is this just
The
like,
the
from-
light is coming from Eleanor's jar of fireflies, which I imagine is hanging off her armor somewhere.
Wait, no, I would be 13.
You're muted, by the
'cause
way.
I got 2 damages of 13, right?
Yeah, 2 damages of 13.
Yeah,
Am I
I'll
able
be
to
at
see, like,
13
at
now.
all where this thing is at?
Hmm?
Am I able to see at all where this thing is? Because I can't see it really on the map. But is it like it's just total darkness?
It's total darkness, aside from Eleanor's fireflies.
Cool.
All you hear right now is like something large moving.
Yeah. Okay.
You can
what
smell
kind of
the
action
blood.
is it to strike up a torch.
I believe it's a full action to light a torch.
Cool. I'm gonna do that then.
Are you going to immediately throw the torch?
Well, I'm gonna light it and see what I can see within whatever the distance.
I'm gonna
the torch
make you a torch token in case you decide to throw the torch like immediately, like everyone else.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
That was
Being
really.
totally honest with you.
That
Takes-
is a sign of a good DM who
It
pays
takes
attention to the habits of players.
It takes a few moments because like you get the torch out and it's wet and humid down here, and you strike the torchlight and you see this big lumbering beetle ogre thing, and Virik punching Barut.
All right.
His eyes are kind of. Why don't we go full like cartoon with it? The kind of blue glow of the creature's antenna is like in Virik's eyes.
Okay. I'm gonna use my bonus action to put Hunter's Mark on this beetle thing, and then I'm gonna throw the torch over towards where the beetle, like just in this general area. I guess like at it, but I don't expect it like damage or anything. Yeah,
Well,
sure,
you haven't got
that's
an
fine.
action to attack it, so
Yeah,
you can just kind of
exactly. It's
like
gonna attack,
drop
it's
it
just
and
gonna
it slides down, and I got you.
That's all I can really do. I guess I'll yell at Virik for free and just say, Virik, what are you doing? That's my turn.
I keep swinging. I think.
Just
Eleanor.
this is just Iron Man punching Captain America.
Eleanor! Wait one moment. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You're good.
You just better hope it doesn't make me
I'm
stunning
going
strike.
to. Is it possible to get over here, like in this little corner spot, or no?
You. Yeah,
Going
yeah,
through
yeah,
its
yeah.
space.
Yeah, because this is a very like organic tunnel. You wouldn't really be going
Yeah.
through its space. You can kind of like climb up, maybe even do a little bit of a wall run because you've been hanging out with elves. Just whatever, it's fine.
So I'm going to double move to get myself over there, and then
Mhm.
I'm going to bonus action cast Shield of Faith. And that's my turn.
Okie dokie. Brute, can you give me a charisma save?
Yep.
Can you roll me a d8, please?
Don't do it. It's a trick.
Can you roll me another d8, please?
Oh no.
You move full effort, getting up away. You see Virik start to attack you, and at this moment, as everything starts to fog in your own mind and your eyes start to glow this kind of unearthly blue, you start to see enemies all abound in this cave full of monsters, and you sprint your way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the creature gets an opportunity attack at you because you are moving of your own volition, even though you're maddened. But it just scratches at your armor, and then you use your dash to keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
God. Bye.
Alrighty.
Creature is going to wheel around at Aelinor, the large, loud target, coming up behind it.
Fair.
Man, I love rolling that ones.
Only one of the attacks against you hit Aelinor as it starts swinging heavily. Its claws scrape large chunks out of the rockwork around, kind of splat into the slight puddles at your feet, and is overall going to deal, hey, guess what? 13 damage.
Very consistent.
It's a very unlucky creature for you. Next up is Virik. Hey, Virik. Can you give me a charisma save, please?
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Could you roll me a d8, please?
What is going on?
What? We've rolled so many nat ones today.
Now, this is a good thing, because the Monday party is fighting their BBEG tomorrow, so hopefully you're giving them 20s tomorrow.
Hopefully. Oh god.
Can you roll me another d8, please, Virik? And what's your speed stat?
55.
Eric is gone.
Bye, guys.
You just go all the way
Oh
away.
my god.
Hope there's nothing else in this
While you
tunnel.
run away, he's gonna very quickly swing back at you and
Oh,
deal
it's okay.
10,
I won't get far.
10
Oh,
damage
he got
to you.
10. Okay. I was gonna say if he did another 13.
He's all low. He's running away. Next up is Tobias. Hey, Tobias, can you give me a charisma save?
You know what I'm really good at?
We are fucked.
Can you roll me a d8, please?
You remember when I said that this party is either gonna die or become gods?
Why did you say anything?
At this point, Tobias, you kind of look and you ready your weapons to attack this creature, and then you kind of look at the swaying antenna on its head. Your eyes fill with blue, and then you're just incredibly distracted by the fire. The way it crackles, it's beautiful. It's a magical force of nature that should be respected, and you're just kind of stunned, staring out of your mind. Hey, look, can you give me a charisma save real quick?
Yeah, we definitely need Benny Hill music right now. Oh, okay. Good.
You're looking around and you're seeing, like, their eyes are all glowing in the darkness of them being affected by this creature, and you kind of stick through it, averting your eyes, trying your best, and you are not affected by its confusing
please
gaze.
kill it.
16 DC, potentially a 15 DC, because you were affected on a 14.
That is a miss. You swing at it, and its tough shell reflects the attack. That is a hit.
Good news.
There's a second hour Divine Smite. I wanted to see it. We saw it. We're all good. The attack, when you do, and I am Eleanor, very simple
I've been muted
mentality.
this whole time.
Yes.
You swing once, it doesn't work. Swing at the same place again, harder, cracks through, little bit of kind of like insectoid meat and blood sprays out in what you can see. But the creature does not stagger or go down. Barut,
Eleanor,
actually
re-roll those ones or not?
I can't reroll the ones on Divine
You
Smite.
can re-roll the one on the slashing.
Great
I didn't
service,
say I rolled a
you
one.
do have a 1 in the smashing, you're right.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you do, yeah.
It didn't look like a run.
Yeah.
And that's why.
I survived.
All right.
That's
sorry.
much better. So,
Christmas Eve?
no, Barut, you run and run and run, and then you kind of look back to see what you're running from as your mind starts to kind of recover.
Okay.
And you can see the swaying antenna, it's just not having a hold on you right now. You can see that Tobias, you can't see Virik, and you see that
Okay.
Tobias is just standing there looking at the torch.
Okay. I'm gonna attack it. This somewhat.
How are you
surprising.
gonna do that?
Not very well. Nice
You miss.
blinding light going past it, and then just I'm
You're
gonna
very
come back
distant.
partway
Arr!
to here because I'm kind of getting the idea that it's probably proximity, and that I don't know, just that's how far Eleanor was away, and she was fine. So I'm gonna just stay there, and that's my turn.
All right, Eleanor, it's going to attack at you.
Alright.
Good luck.
It hits once again. How convenient. What's very dramatic, like, Brute, you look down, there's this full brawl going on with, like, parrying the claw strikes and it trying to bite. It does manage to, for all the overexertion, deal, that'll be 11 slashing damage to you.
I just
Then-
like the idea from Brute's point of view. There's this epic fight going on, and then there's Tobias just staring at a fire. In between.
When
Wow.
Dudley gets affected by the Dementors in the Order of the Phoenix, and he just. That's what I picture Tobias as right now.
Fair.
Virik,
Yep.
you kind of come back to your mind and you're very far away down the tunnel.
Fuck. Okay. So I dashed, right? So that's I'm gonna move. Well, the reason why I say that is I'm gonna move one movement back.
One
so
move to
50
go basically get back on the field. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. And so I'm basically to be where within 55 feet of it.
Mm-hmm.
Am I with that here?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, that'll work. And then I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Dex save, you say?
Yep. It only has to be like a 10, but still.
10? Is
Yeah.
it 10? It passes.
Damn.
It kind of wheels and like the sort of blast gets reflected off its shell and just kind of crashes into the ceiling.
Okay. Then I'm going to down a health potion.
Hey Tobias, can you give me a charisma save real quick? Can you roll me a d8 real quick? Oh, there you go. Thanks, I appreciate that. Hey, guess what?
Don't even worry about it.
That fire is very entrancing.
Just gonna like sit down.
yeah, you literally sit down, get out a drink. Eleanor, can you give me a charisma save?
Yeah.
Good at those. Shouldn't have said
You
that.
say that though. Yeah.
You are good at those, though.
This is your fight, Eleanor.
I have a -1.
Can Eleanor tank a fight that's balanced for the whole party? Yes.
We'll see.
How much HP have you lost? 23?
She's on around half.
Alright.
I'm about half. Yeah, I'm a little bit less than half.
Okay.
This 20 hit?
That's a hit. Yes, yeah, sorry, I was opening something. With that, the creature, staggers back, taking massive damage. You hit again as it starts to retreat. Plunging strike.
Nice.
It's starting to slow down. It's starting to drip ichor from its wounds. Barut.
You.
Tobias is, he's doing his own thing over there.
Yeah. I'm... Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah. No. I mean,
You're not even close enough. Yeah.
we'll try this again. That's
Hey.
this.
It was one of you, this time you focus your aim, but then the second, you shoot it, the creature backs up with Aeonor, making it advance. It just kind of launches behind the two of them.
Yeah.
You just got used to aiming this thing in the astral plane, and now you're back on the real world.
It was doing the wibbly wobblies on the Rainbow Bridge, and now it's not doing the wibbly wobblies. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
What a good D&D's, out of context comment. Okay. Seems like these turns are going by so fast, I have no idea why. It's going to attack at you, Eleanor.
Great.
And it does hit you again once.
Okay.
It lunges forward, kind of like a drunkard at one point. Not really managing to get a hit off, and then kind of tackles you with its mandibles, actually piercing into part of your armor, but your splint mail is layered and takes the hit. And you're going to take 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
Virik.
Okay. I have an idea. I'm gonna hope it works. So, I'm gonna use my movement to run up here. I'm gonna do punch. Do I get I get to do that?
Mm-hmm. You also have
and
advantage.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a line through. Hopefully, good. Okay. So, blap blap.
First one misses, second one hits.
Okay. Dang it.
I thought that said
and then
4 necrotic damage for a second there. I was like, Virik, what have you done? Sold your soul and deal necrotic damage with
you
punches.
stealth changed
That
that,
would be very funny. That's just how your punches are now.
And then I'm gonna do flurry of blows for another 2.
First one hits, second one misses.
Well, I got 1.
And it's one of those things, hitting this creature was very easy. It's got the broadside of a bus. Actually managing to get any damage through is the difficult part in this kind of monster.
And you know what? Just for the fuck of it, in case, that last one I'm going to do that on. And then I'm retreating. all the way back to where I was.
It fails.
Yes!
You start retreating and you kind of notice it's kind of lumbered. Maybe it's due to the blood loss. Who knows? But it's not fighting back at all.
I don't know whether the antennae are a deliberate thing, so I'm still getting out of range.
Tobias, kind of blink a few times. Your ass is wet. You kind of stand up. There's a torch on the ground. Aelnor's like bloody, fighting this giant monster. Don't remember like coming down here.
Yeah, I don't have to make a save this time because it's stunned. Oh, that's amazing.
Yes!
The hero we needed, not the hero we deserved.
If I was smart, I would take a couple steps back and take out my bow, but
I was
Bias
weighing.
is not smart.
Yeah,
correct.
I was
have
weighing
advantage if I go
whether I
there,
was
right?
gonna.
If you go to this side, you'll have advantage. Go draw a line through.
I don't think I can get there.
You get it's a stunned.
But you have advantage anyway. You're right.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, that's exactly where I am.
I was debating so hard whether I was going to use that key
Alright.
point.
I could tell.
Fuck it.
I thought you were gonna do it earlier.
Yeah.
First attack,
That's a hit.
second attack,
That's a hit.
third attack.
Oh, guess
This guy is
what? That's a hit.
monstrosity. This
Yeah.
guy
It is a monstrosity.
right? All
Yep.
right, so here's how this is gonna go down.
Get your calculators ready.
Will,
Oh
just
my
tell
God.
me the number at the end. I'm not.
Oh my god!
So far 16, it's 22. Plus 5, 27. Plus 6, 33. Plus 3, 36.
Tobias, how do you want to kill this creature as you come back to your mind?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very much one of those things. Like it's big enough. I'm just gonna jump down on it and kind of stab down with both swords and like use the momentum and like hook myself around it and just kind of cut it open and land on the other side.
Hell yeah, and you got a sub for your troubles. The
Yeah,
creature
yeah.
crunches down into the ground and with a goes and stops and the glow disappears from the antennae and everything goes quiet.
Well, that was messed up.
And now we're gonna take a break on that.
Hey, perfect time.
We'll be back in a sec.